राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा गोविंद राधे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय निताय गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति साकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्रीराधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। सैन्य दर्शन योगा, अर्जुन विषाद योगा. So we'll be starting from the first chapter today. Okay. So first verse, the opening verse. This verse itself is the sign of victory of war on the side of Pandavas. So there are some signs of victory. Sometimes you see there are some good signs shown, some bad omens shown. But this sign of victory of war is there. And that to this verse, actually when we open Bhagavad Gita, we expect Sri Bhagavan Vacha, isn't it? But here see, the one because of whom the whole war took place. And he is the opening batsman here. He is speaking. Dhritarashtra Vacha. Starting with Dhritarashtra Vacha. Let us see. So in this verse, this is the sign of victory of war on the side of Pandavas. First we'll take this verse and some questions on this verse. Dhritarashtra Vacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. Okay, Golok Priya Mataji, chant this verse.
Yes, Mataji. Dhritarashtra said, "O Sanjaya."
No, chant the verse.
Oh, sorry. Dhritarashtra Vacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya.
Pandavaschaiva. Where va is there? Va.
Pandavash.
Pandavaschaiva. Kima kuruvata. Kim akuruvata, you don't have to say. Kima kuruvata.
Kima kurvata.
Sanjaya.
Sanjay.
Okay.
Mataji, I had a doubt here. Like my pronunciation goes with the English
So there you should join.
way.
M-A. Kima.
Kima. Okay.
You join the two things. Kima kuruvata Sanjaya.
Kima kurvata Sanjaya.
Aruna Mataji chant. Aruna Thakkar chant.
Yeah. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsava.
Who is speaking? Who is speaking?
Okay. Okay. Dhutarashtra Uvacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsava Mamakaha Pandavasheva Kimakurvat Sanjaya.
Mama kaha. Kaha you don't have to say there. In between, whenever aha comes, you should not say, just Mama ka.
Mamaka. Okay.
You should not say aha there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. Dhritarashtra is saying, this Kurukshetra is Dharmakshetra. Samaveta Yutsavaha. Samaveta means assembled. Yutsama means to fight. Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva. My sons and Pandu's sons. They have assembled to fight. O Sanjaya, Kim Akurvata? Kim Akurvata? When you join and say Kim Akurvata. Kim Akurvata, what are they doing? Like if you give me a plate full of laddus, naturally when I'm hungry, what I'll do? I'll eat only. Na? At that time, if you're very eager to know what I'm doing, that means what? You have added poison in it. That is why you are eager to know whether you have eaten or not. Like, if the child has studied nicely, he's not bothered about the results. The child who has not studied nicely, he knows that he's going to fail. He is very much eager when the result is going to come. This is a psychology. In the same way here, Kima Kuruvata. Why? Because he's afraid. What is his fear? Let us see. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. This is one phrase. Right. What is the significance of Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre? Write 4 questions in this. What is the significance of Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre? 3 questions. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. Second question. What is the significance of Mamakaha Pandavaha? Mamakaha Pandavaha. Mamakaha Pandavaha. What is the significance of Kima Kurvata Sanjaya? Kima Kurvata Sanjaya. So step by step we'll do. What is the significance of Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra? Now, here Dhritarashtra himself is declaring that this Kurukshetra is Dharma Kshetra. This itself is a sign of victory of war. Why Kurukshetra is known as Dharma Kshetra? First reason, right now, first reason. It is a benediction given by Lord Indra. Benediction given by Lord Indra to King Kuru. King Kuru had performed a lot of tapasya to please Indra. But it so happened, Indra was not coming before him.
Excuse
But
me,
then-
madam. It is benefiction given by Lord Indira.
Yeah, you hear and take and afterwards note it down. This is the
Okay.
benediction given by Indra. Okay? Why Indra gave benediction? Because of a lot of tapasya done by the Kuru, King Kuru, who is the head of the dynasty. He did a lot of tapasya. Because he did a lot of tapasya to please Indra, so Indra was also taking a lot of tests, but somehow Indra came and gave the benediction that this Kshetra will be known as Dharma Kshetra. Why? Because in this Kshetra, Lord himself is going to appear. In this Kshetra, Lord is going to be present. That is why this Kshetra will be known as Dharma Kshetra. Write a phrase. Dharmastu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharmastu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Wherever Lord is there, Dharma is there. Now, what is Dharma? Dharma is compared to a bull.
Could you please repeat, please, the shloka?
Dharmastu shastra, dharmastu sakshat. Dharmastu sakshat. Bhagavat pranitam. Dharmastu sakshat. Bhagavat pranitam. So what is the meaning? Wherever Dharma is there, Lord is present. And Dharma sometimes is compared to cow, sometimes compared to bull, but whatever. Cow and bull, there is not much difference. Same mother only gives the birth to either a male calf or a female calf. So Dharma is based on 4 legs. 4 legs. Compassion, for which no meat eating. Compassion. No intoxication, for that tapasya, austerity. Compassion, austerity. So no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, purity. Purity. No gambling, truthfulness. So wherever these 4 principles are there, there is compassion, austerity, purity, truthfulness, there Lord is present. Lord is present. Why? Dharma is present. Where dharmastu sakshad, sakshad bhagavat pranitam, where Lord is present. So you are blessed that in your kshetra, Lord will be present. And wherever Lord is present, Dharma is going to be established. Vice versa also. Wherever Lord is present, Dharma is going to be established. Now, what is the first principle? Compassion, or you can say non-violence. But your sons, or the Dhritarashtra's sons, are so violent by nature. Now, Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight. Right? Somebody put a case in Russia against Bhagavad Gita. They said this book is encouraging violence. Then the lawyer fought and said, no, this book is actually encouraging non-violence. There's a lot of difference between Krishna telling Arjuna to fight and establish dharma. Sometimes thorn goes in your body. Then what do? You take another pin, another thorn to remove that thorn. So violence had to be employed to remove violence. What was that violent nature of Duryodhana? Or what is actually violence? Let us come to that. What is the root cause of violence? The root cause is enviousness. Enviousness. That is why violence comes in 3 ways. Either in the mind, or in the words, or by action. In your mind, you think evil of someone. Why? Because you're envious of him. That is why you have that evil thought. Mother will not think for a child, if at all she's mother. There are so many mothers who don't even care their children. If you're a mother, if you're a true teacher, then you will not have that enviousness in your mind. And if in the mind enviousness is there, that will slowly come in the form of words. That is the time you start criticizing others. Criticism is not the nature of a one who loves you. He will correct you, he will scold you, he will thrash you, but he will not. Mother is not violent. Mother, always mother or father, even if they scold also, they don't have enviousness. Teacher, even if she scolds or he scolds, it's not enviousness. But if you have enviousness towards someone, it comes in the form of words. Nindaniya, that is criticizing words. Then comes violence in the form of thrashing, beating, killing. That's an ultimate violence. So in this way, here when Krishna encourages Arjuna to fight It is actually to establish the principle of dharma, that is non-violence. You see, Krishna went as peace messenger. And he did not want the fight there. He went to ask just 5 small villages. That also was not given. Instead, what was told, even if a place is occupied by the tip of the nail, we will not give it that much also place. Just see how much enviousness was there in the heart of Duryodhana. Krishna went as peace messenger. In fact, when Krishna called both of them, Duryodhana and Arjuna, Arjuna came and sat near the feet. Duryodhana came and sat on the head, near the head. So when Krishna opens the eyes, he sees Arjuna first. So Krishna says to Arjuna, then ask whatever you want, because 2 options are there, either me or my Narayani Sena. I'll not take part in the war. Arjuna opted for Krishna. That means, and when Krishna asked to Arjuna, there was an anxiety in the heart of Duryodhana. Oh, if he asks Narayani Sena, what am I going to do with Krishna? Anyhow, he's so useless in the war, he's not going to take part in the war. So that was anxiety which was created. But he had that anxiety. But Arjuna, on the contrary, asked Krishna. That itself we can see that Arjuna never had any enviousness towards his people. And here, enviousness can also be seen by the next line. Anyhow, we are going to come back to that. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. So what is the significance? First significance is King Kuru gave this benediction. Second significance, Lord himself is present in the war, establishing the principles of dharma. Third significance, Kshetra means field. Kshetra means field. In the field, when good crops grow, simultaneously weeds also grow. So a good farmer is one who nourishes the plant and removes the weeds. So here Krishna is a farmer. He is going to nourish Pandavas and uproot Kauravas. Okay. So this is the significance. And the fourth important significance, this is the sign of victory of war. Told by Duryodhana, told by Dhritarashtra. Krishna can tell, see, I did not say, you told. This Kshetra is Dharma Kshetra. That means you established Dharma. That is why I am establishing non-violence here. So you see how Saraswati is very smart. Saraswati somehow sees that somebody is envious of the devotee or envious of Krishna. She will see that he speaks, whatever he speaks, that becomes in favor of the devotees. He doesn't want to, but it will be a slip of tongue. Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. Samaveta Yutsavaha, very good, assembled to fight. But then who has assembled to fight? Now see what is he speaking. Mamakaha Pandavascheva. My sons, Pandu's sons. What is he saying? My sons, Pandu's sons. By this, what we come to know? What we come to know? My sons, Pandu's sons. Yes, anybody can say what we come to know? Yes, Mohini Mataji. Mohini Mataji is a professional psychological, what your Mataji? Psychology. Psychiatrist.
I'm a mental health counselor, child psychologist,
Yes.
psychotherapist, social worker.
Yes. So now what is the psychology in this? Mamakaha Pandava.
I thought he just clear it. They are my sons and they are my brother's sons.
So what we understand by that?
He just divided family members.
Yes. Why he divided the family?
Because he is only seeing negative things, not able to seeing positive side of their family members and all.
He has a narrow mind.
Yes.
He's envious. Right from the beginning, Duryodhana, he wanted Duryodhana to be the king.
Yes.
He didn't want Yudhishthira to become the king.
In psychology, we can say this is called inferiority complex.
Yes, inferiority complex. Yes, because Yudhishthira anyhow was eligible to be the king. He was elder also. In all way he was proper. But when it came to he and Pandu, he was blind, but Pandu was always sick. So he made Pandu to go to the forest. But he never expected, because Pandu had got a curse that if he begets a child, he will die. So it was like wonderful news for Dhritarashtra. He thought, any of my children only can come. This person cannot beget any child, so let him go to the forest. So he went to the forest with two wives, Kunti and Madri. But Kunti Maharani, as we all know, had got the benediction that she can invoke any demigod and have a nice son. So she told this to her husband. She invoked Dharmaraj. That is how she got this child. And before that also, anyhow, Karna and all, that is all before the marriage. But after this, now Pandu. So the Yudhishthira is born, and after that she invokes Indra. Arjuna is born. She invokes Vayudevata. Bhima is born. Now 3 sons are born. The Madri thinks that, oh, these sons are given by Pandu. So she was bent upon having her own child. Though she knew that if she gets a child, Pandu will die. But still, sometimes that enviousness comes, why I should not have that child. Then she had the children, Nakul and Sahadev. But then Pandu died. She considered herself to be responsible. She also became Sati. So now Kunti is left with 5 children. The sages over there in the Aranya or in the forest, they told her, advised her to go and take shelter of Bhishma Pitamaha. And that is her rights. She should go to the palace. That is how they all come to Hastinapur. After seeing them, actually, Dhritarashtra was very jealous right from the beginning. And his enviousness passed on to even Duryodhana. Duryodhana also knew if at all he will die, then he will die with the hands of Bhim. That is why he was always thinking of killing Bhim. He administered even poison to Bhima. Then lack house and all those things we know. So right from the beginning, he has this enviousness. That is why he's dividing the family. If you see, the family itself is Kuru only. Kauravas only. They are all coming from one dynasty. Kuru is the main head authority. Kauravas. But he says they are Pandavas. That means he's not considering them as the family member of the Kauravas. Narrow-mindedness. And then here we can see Mamakaha Pandavaha. Mama, Mamakara, Ahankara, Mamakara. Agyanta. Ignorance is seen. Ignorance. Narrow-mindedness is seen, no doubt. Ignorance is also seen. So what is the meaning of ignorance? Aham mama iti agyana. What is the meaning of ignorance? Agyana. So what is the meaning of agyana? Aham mama. Aham means मैं. Mama means मेरा. Aham mama iti agyana. ठीक है. So aham means मैं, my, I. And mama means mine. So Srila Prabhupada often uses this phrase, cats and dogs. But not mongoose and snake, never he told like this, cats and dogs. So cat refers to I philosophy. Dog refers to mind. You see, when the cat drinks the milk, it closes the eyes and thinks that I am alone. Nobody is seeing me. Whatever I want, I will do. I. The predominance is I. Aham mama iti ajnanam. Aham. That I have built this house. I am a great person. I am there. That is why my children have studied. If these children would have been neighbors' children, they would have been duffer number 1. So in this way, always having the pride of I. Nobody is better than me. So in this way, this is aham. Aham means ahankaraha, mithya ahankaraha. Mamakaraha, mine. So Mamakaha refers to my children. I and mine. Dog, you see, wherever dog goes, dog marks this area. This is my area. My. Aham, mama. So demarcation, thinking that this is my family, my house. How long we have been doing this and how many lifetimes we have been doing this, we don't know. In this lifetime also we are doing, this is my family, my son, my daughter, my father, my this, my that, my society, my nation. So many, my body, everything my. But everything actually belongs to Lord. We never say die. We say my. So this shows his ignorance. This Mamakaha Pandava, this phrase shows his ignorance, and also this phrase shows his narrow-mindedness, his partial attitude, his enviousness. You can expand it. Narrow-mindedness because of his enviousness, and also his partial attitude. Okay, next is Kimakurvata Sanjaya. What are they doing, O Sanjaya? Why did he ask this? He himself has told that they have assembled to fight. Naturally, they are going to fight, isn't it? Why so anxious that the fight should start? Because he has fear. Fear of the influence of the place and the persons over there. Like many of the time, parents don't want the children to be in the temple. Why? Bhakt ban gaya to shaitan banega to अच्छा है. पियक्कड़ बनेगा तो अच्छा है. भक्त बन गया तो. Always that fear is there. So that fear is there in the heart of the Drashtra. If my sons, because of the influence of the place, that place is actually tapasya place, tapasvi bhumi. King Kuru has done tapasya. So the influence of place can happen. And because of that, my Duryodhana can become a bhakta. And he may say, I don't want to fight. Even though he knows that this war is going to be won by the Pandavas, still that attachment to the throne is there. That is why he is more eager for the war to happen. Because of the attachment for the crown, for the throne, at the cost of his children dying, no problem. But at least for some days, I will be the king. So that is attachment, a deep attachment. That is known as delusion. It's not even illusion, it is delusion, more degraded than that. Where the intelligence is completely deluded. Illusion is at the level of the senses. Okay, there is an object and the senses are attracted to the object. If the object is removed out of sight, out of mind. But then if the intelligence is corrupted, what a person can do. So such was the delusion. Such was his corrupted intelligence. Where he does not want the influence of bhaktas. Their bhaktas are there. And their Krishna is present. So he has the fear, my sons may give up. So in this way, Kimakurvata Sanjaya there, what it signifies? It signifies his anxiousness to have the fight. It signifies his attachment to the throne at the cost of the lives of his sons. It signifies his fear for the transformation of his sons because of the influence of place and person. Preeti Mataji, mute your phone. Mute your phone, Preeti. And possible keep your videos on. If you're at office, not a problem. Okay, so here now we'll just read the first paragraph. First paragraph. Okay, Saurabh Prabhu, read the first paragraph. Then Gautam read first paragraph.
Bhagavad Gita is the widely read theistic science summarized in the Gita Mahatmya, glorification of the Gita. There it says that one should read Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly with the help of a person who is a devotee of Sri Krishna and try to understand it without personally motivated interpretations. The example of clear understanding is there in the Bhagavad Gita itself, in the way the teaching is understood by Arjuna, who heard the Gita directly from the Lord. If someone is fortunate enough to understand the Bhagavad Gita in that line of disciplic succession without motivated interpretation, then he surpasses all studies of Vedic wisdom and all scriptures of the world. One will find in the Bhagavad Gita that uh, all that is contained in all other scriptures, but the reader will also find things which are not to be found elsewhere. That is the specific standard of the Gita. It is the perfect theistic science because it is directly spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna.
Yeah, so it's a true story. In Varanasi, there was a competition between the scholars whose book is the best. Everybody bought. My book is the best, kept on the top of another one. He went on, went on, went on. Another person, one person came, intelligent person came, brought Bhagavad Gita, kept under the books of everything, and told this is the basis of all the books. So whatever is there in other scriptures is also found in Bhagavad Gita. Whatever is not there in other books is also found in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Gautam, read second and third paragraph. Quick.
The topics discussed by Dhritarashtra and Sanjay as described in the Mahabharata form the basic principle for this great philosophy. It is understood that this philosophy evolved on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is a sacred place of pilgrimage from the immemorial time of the Vedic age. It was spoken by the Lord when he was present personally on this planet for the guidance of mankind. The word Dharmashetra, a place where religious rituals are performed, is significant because on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present on the side of Arjuna.
Okay, read.
Dhritar-
Read.
Dhritarashtra, the father of the Kurus, was highly doubtful about the possibility of his son's ultimate victory. In his doubt, he inquired from his secretary Sanjay, what did they do? He was confident that both his sons and the sons of the younger brother Pandu were assembled in that field of Kurukshetra for a determined engagement of the war. Still, his inquiry is significant. He did not want a compromise between the cousins and the brothers, and he wanted to be sure of the fate of his sons of the battlefield. Because the battle was arranged to be fought at Kurukshetra, which is mentioned elsewhere in the Vedas as a place of worship, even for the denizens of heaven, Dhritarashtra became very fearful about the influence of the holy place on the outcome of the battle. He knew very well that this would influence Arjuna and the sons of Pandu favorably, because by nature they were all virtuous. Sanjay was a student of Vyasa, and therefore, by the mercy of Vyasa, Sanjay was able to envision the battle of Kurukshetra even while he was in the room of Dhritarashtra. And so on, Dhritarashtra asked him about the situation on the battlefield.
Okay. Further, Palash, read.
Both the Pandavas and the son of Dhritarashtra belong to the same family, but Dhritarashtra's mind is disclosed herein. He deliberately claimed only his sons as Kurus, and he separated the sons of the Pandus from the family heritage. One can thus understand the specific position of Dhritarashtra in relationship with his nephews, the son of Pandus. As in the paddy field, the unnecessary plants are taken out, so it is expected from the very beginning of these topics that in the religious field of Kurukshetra, where the father of the religion, Sri Krishna, was present, the unwanted plants like Dhritarashtra's son, Duryodhan, and others would be wiped out, and the thoroughly religious person headed by Yudhishthir would be established by Lord. This is the significance of the words Dharmashetra and Kurukshetra, apart from their historical and Vedic importance.
Okay. Apart from the Vedic importance, that this is the significance of the word Dharmashetri. Here now about Sanjaya. Sanjaya is blessed to see the whole battlefield right sitting from the palace. This is the most wonderful benediction which is given by Vyasa. So Vyasa has given this benediction. Let us see now the second verse. Now from second verse onwards till second onwards, if you see, the diplomacy of Duryodhana has been spoken. And this goes up to the 11th verse. Up to 11th verse. Write down. Diplomacy of Arjuna. Second verse onwards to 11th verse. Sanjay Uvacha Drishtva tu Pandavanikam Yudam Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. This section you should mention, second to 11th is diplomacy of Duryodhana. You know what is diplomatic person? Who is a diplomatic person? Can anybody say who is a diplomatic person? No, don't say my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my father, mother are diplomatic. You say what is general meaning of diplomacy.
To give a very safe answer.
What is diplomacy? Somewhere, right? Okay. Anybody else?
Balance both sides.
Uh-huh.
To be able to balance both sides.
Okay, you all are too positive. No? There is all positive answers are coming. But still, what is diplomacy?
Not openly saying that you're supporting the wrong.
True.
Saying whatever suits the person.
Saying everything in the benefit of himself, Duryodhana, because he was playing diplomacy. So he wanted his benefit. So in that way, he was.
Now we are general description. We're not talking about Duryodhana. General description about what is diplomacy.
Heads and tails, both are of that person. The heads and tails on both are of that person.
Where he thinks doesn't match his thoughts, his words, and his body action.
Is it hypocrisy?
Yes.
Is it hypocrisy?
Yes. It's not matching. He speaks something, he thinks something, and his body language is something else. His mind, that means it's not crystal clear. See, if you're crystal clear, if you really love somebody, you'll show love. If you really want to scold that person out of love, you will scold. But you have something in the mind. You show an artificial behavior. Now Duryodhana is doing the same thing. He gets down from his chariot, goes to his teacher. And when you see his action, it shows that, oh, he's such a nice person. See, he is actually a commander. His teacher is just a commander-in-chief and he's a king. He could have called his teacher, please come here. But he gets down from the chariot. That shows that he wants to show as if he's very humble. But then when he goes and speaks to his teacher, it is actually, he's criticizing his teacher. So that means words, actions, and mind. Mind is having the fear of losing the war. That is why he was very anxious to get down from the chariot and went and spoke criticizing words to his teacher because he doesn't have faith in his teacher. He calls his teacher fool number one, but very indirectly he calls. That also is not telling directly. Directly also he could have told, no, oh teacher, you are fool number one. But no, he praised the student of the teacher. And how he praised? Because he is there on the other side. That's all anyhow we are going to do. So let us see first this verse. Sanjaya. Sanjaya is saying, Drishtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudham Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. Saurabh Prabhu, read the verse.
Sanjaya Uvacha Drishtva दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्.
Okay. Geeta, you read. Then Anuj will read. Geeta Mata.
सञ्चय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्.
Okay. Anuj Prabhu, read. Anuj, come. You are in office? Okay. Preeti Mataji, read. Bindu Mataji, give a call to Anuj Kamkar Prabhu. Is he attending the class or not attending the class? Okay, Preeti, read. Yeah. Anuj Kamkar Prabhu.
Sanjaya
Wait,
Uvacha.
Preeti. Wait, Preeti. Yes, Anuj Prabhu. I want to hear your voice at least. I think the connectivity is not there. Okay, Preeti, read. Preeti, read.
It's difficult.
You start. Sanjay Uvacha.
Sanjay Uvacha Drishtva tu Pandavanikam Vyadham Duryodhanastada
Vyudham.
Vyudham Duryodhanastada Acharyam Tada
Tada,
Acharya
tada. Nahi. Don't see English.
Tada okay Vyudham Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamaya Raja Vachanam Abrevit.
Okay. Now Sanjaya says, "O Dhritarashtra, anyhow you are blind by birth. Your son, though having eyes, is also blind, equally blind. Drishtva is the first word itself. Drishtva, your son is equally blind. Why? After seeing Pandava Anikam means the soldiers of Pandavas, Vyudham, arranged in a military phalanx. Duryodhana, what happened? Enviousness. He thought, anyhow, I am having Narayani Sena, what this little small army will do. But when he saw the soldiers are arranged in such a wonderful way, he just got down from his chariot, approached Upasangamyaha, went to his teacher Acharyam, and spoke the following words. Okay. Who will read? Golaka, read.
Sanjaya said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. Dhritarashtra was blind from birth. Unfortunately, he was also bereft of spiritual vision. He knew very well that his sons were equally blind in the matter of religion, and he was sure that they could never reach an understanding with the Pandavas, who were all pious since birth. Still, he was doubtful about the influence of the place of pilgrimage, and Sanjaya could understand his motive in asking about the situation on the battlefield. Sanjaya wanted, therefore, to encourage the despondent king and thus assured him that his sons were not going to make any sort of compromise under the influence of the holy place. Sanjaya therefore informed the king that his son Duryodhana, after seeing the military force of the Pandavas, at once went to the commander-in-chief, Dronacharya, to inform him of the real position. Although Duryodhana is mentioned as the king, he still had to go to the commander on account of the seriousness of the situation. He was therefore quite fit to be a politician, but Duryodhana's diplomatic veneer could not disguise the fear he felt when he saw the military arrangement of the Pandavas.
Yes. Next, what he does is, let us see. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharyam Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishena Dhimata. Very wonderful verse. where real diplomacy can be seen. Whoever is not having diplomacy should learn how to be diplomatic. Actually, diplomacy can be used in service of Lord, like how Ramanand Rai used the diplomacy to connect Pratap Rudra to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Diplomacy is not a bad quality, but it should be employed in service of the Lord. But if it is employed to destroy devotion, then that diplomacy should never be encouraged. Now, see here, he is speaking so ill. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharyam Mahatim Chamo Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. First read the verse. Gautam, read the verse.
Pashyatama Panduputrana
Pashyaitam.
Marchaya
Pashyaitam.
Pashyaitam Panduputrana Marcharyamahitam Chamum
Putranam. When you say pranam, there acharya comes. Putranam acharya, don't say Putranam acharya mahatim chamum.
Putrana Ma Acharya Mahi
Ma, what you are saying? What you are saying, ma? Putranam, you told, na? That ma has come, na? So acharya now. Acharya mahatim chamum.
Acharya Mahiti
Mahati.
Mahitim Chamum Vyudna
Vyudham. Vyudham.
Vyudam
Drupada
Putrena Tava Shishyana Dhimta.
Dhimata. Mohini, read. Pashyaitam Panduputranam
Shritam Panduputranam Acharya Mahti Chamum Gudham Drupada Putrana Tava Shishyena Dhimata.
Vyudham Drupada Putrena. Dirgha Rasva has to be taken care. Vyu, it is Dirgha. Dru Rasva. Pu Rasva. So Vyudham Drupada Putrena. You should not say Putrena. Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Okay, now he goes and says, oh teacher, just see. Now, the moment you see, tell to teacher, you see, that means teacher doesn't know or not. Dronacharya has been the teacher for even Pandavas also, Kauravas also. For both the sides, he has taught. But still he says, oh teacher, just behold, Pashyetam, Panduputranam, see the army of Panduputras. Acharya Mahatim Chamum. Chamum means such a military force they have. You know who has arranged this? Vyudham, who has arranged? See, word to word explanation. When I'm teaching with the word to word. I'm not going to the translation at all. Because if you really want to learn Bhagavad Gita, we should know to first do Anvaya. Anvaya means read word to word. Try to take the meaning. Then form sentences. That is how Bhakti Shastri. It's not just take directly the translation, memorize. No. See, Vyudham. What is the meaning of Vyudham? Arranged. Who has arranged? Drupada Putrena, the son of Drupad. You could have told, na? Drishtadumna. You could have told Vyudham, Drishtadumnena, something other he could have told. But what is he saying? He is saying Drupada Putrena. That means he is trying to instigate that anger, that enviousness against Drupad. Tava Shishyena Dhimata, your Shishya is very intelligent. Now let us see. This Drupad and Dronacharya, they had been childhood friends in Gurukul. In Gurukul, generally Brahmana's son, Kshatriya's son, everybody used to be taught. So they were very good friends. So after the Gurukul studies ended, at that time, Drupad had promised to Dronacharya that whenever you have any need, you can come to me. Many Brahmins means they don't have much money. But the Kshatriya is supposed to protect the Brahmanas. Brahmanas are supposed to guide the society. So now Drupad told, whenever you are in need, you come to me. So now it so happened, Dronacharya got married to Kripacharya's sister, Kripi. But they were so much in poverty that Kripi was not having much milk in the breast, and the son was crying. Son had to be fed milk, they did not have any cow. So what she did was, just to pacify Ashwathama, their son, they just added some water, lime, and the water. It looked like milk. So to pacify. And when this was seen by Dronacharya, he then remembered, yes, let me go to Drupad and ask for a cow. Just one cow. At least my son will be fed. So then it so happened he went to Drupad. But Drupad, what happened? Instead of calling him very nicely, he just showed as if he is not identifying him, and just insulted him and threw him out of the kingdom. This is a great insult. Brahmana cannot tolerate an insult. So while coming, he was really feeling very disgusted and frustrated also. And he wanted to take revenge. But then how? But then he came, when he was passing by, he came to Hastinapur. There he saw some few children peeping in the well. Out of curiosity, he asked, what are you doing? They said, our ball has fallen in the well. He made a string out of weeds, and he made such a big string, and he removed the ball. And this was a very anxiety thing and excited thing also for the children, especially to Arjuna. He went and told to Bhishma Pitama that very wonderful person has come. He just threw one weeds, one top of another top of that. Means it's such a wonderful. He has archery, so he could do that. He has such a. He can immediately put that and made a string and remove the ball. So then Bhishma Pitama could understand that he is none other than Dronacharya. He immediately appointed him to teach archery to the children. So then Dronacharya taught them, and his favorite student is Arjuna, because it was Arjuna who actually gave the correct answer. What are you seeing? He said, eye of the fish. But others all were seeing many different things. So Arjuna was very smart in archery. So then when the studies were going on, he said, I want Guru Dakshina. And what is the Guru Dakshina? You go and bring Drupad. So then Kauravas told, we will go and bring Drupad. Okay, go and bring. But they failed. Then the Pandavas told, we will go and bring Drupad. Okay, bring. So they bound him, they dragged him, brought before him. But to their surprise, what happened was, Dronacharya told, leave him. He's unfit to be even punished also. And that was a great insult to a Kshatriya. He prefers to be punished, but now he said that he's unfit to be punished. It was a great insult. So Drupad took this insult, made a sacrifice, and in that sacrifice he called Drishtadimna. He wanted a son who would be the cause of Dronacharya's death. So now see, Drishtadimna is born to Drupad. Now Drupad, he wanted his son to learn all the military arts. And he sent his son to Dronacharya. And Dronacharya, knowing, he very well knew that this son is born for his death. Simple, for his death. But still, as a liberal teacher, he taught everything. Teacher means he should be liberal. So he did not keep any secrets. He taught everything. So that is why here Duryodhana is saying, Tava Shishyena Dhimata, your Shishya is very intelligent. Taught the art, whatever you learned, he learned from you and used that art in your against you. And you are a fool number one. In spite of knowing that this boy is going to harm you, still you taught everything. At least now, don't favor Arjuna. Fight, at least now support me. So that is the fear he has. That is why the diplomacy is, though he got down from the chariot, went to his teacher, but he criticized his teacher, doesn't have faith in the teacher. Okay. Who will read? Shilpa read.
I'll read.
Shilpa read. Shilpa, are you there in the class? Last time also this was.
Yes, Mataji, I'm there.
Where is the video?
My video.
On your video, na? In the classroom, na? Manali, on your video. Read. Actually, you're in car. No problem. Read.
Mataji, the purport I have to read, na?
Yeah, purport.
Purport is Duryodhana, a great diplomat, wanted to point out the defects of Dronacharya, the great Brahmana commander-in-chief. Dronacharya had some political quarrel with King Drupada, the father of Draupadi, who was Arjuna's wife. As a result of this quarrel, Drupada performed a great sacrifice by which he received the benediction of having a son who would be able to kill Dronacharya. Dronacharya knew this perfectly well, and yet as a liberal Brahmana, he did not hesitate to impart his military secrets. When the son of Drupada, Drishtadyumna, was entrusted to him for military education. Now on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Drishtadyumna took the side of the Pandavas, and it was he who arranged for their military phalanx, after having learnt the art from Dronacharya. Duryodhana pointed out this mistake of Dronacharya's so that he might be alert and uncompromising in the fighting. By this, he wanted to point out also that he should not be similarly lenient in battle against the Pandavas, who were also Dronacharya's affectionate students. Arjuna especially was his most affectionate and brilliant student. Duryodhana also warned that such leniency in the fight would lead to defeat.
Yes. So that fear is there. Next. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharataha. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharataha. Anuj, read.
Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi.
I told to read in Anushtup Chandaha, not just Atra Shura Maheshwasa. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Anushtup Chandaha. In the Chanda you should read.
Okay.
Atra Shura Maheshwasa. Read.
Atra Shura Maheshwasa
Bhimarjuna Samayudhi
Bhimarjuna Samayudhi
Yuyudhano Viratascha
Drupadascha Maharataha.
Very good. Okay, Manali, read the. But 1 minute. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayuti. So he says, you see, there are big Maha Ishu Ashaha. That means there are mighty bowmen here, equivalent to Bhima and Arjuna. Samaha means equivalent to them. Yudhano Virata Drupadaha Maharataha. So Yudhan is there, Virat is there. You know Virat Raja. For Agyatavas, they had gone there in the Virata kingdom. There was 1 year Agyatavas. They should not be recognized. So these Pandavas had taken shelter in Virata kingdom. So Drupada is also there. Drupad is there. They are all Maharathis. So in Sanskrit, in the Vedic times, there were terminology like Ekarati, Maharathi, Atirati, Ardharati. Let us understand. Like you have lieutenant, colonel, you have those positions like that. Now, Ekarati means that person will fight with 1 chariot at the time. Maharathi means he will fight with 10,000 chariots at a time. 1 chariot, That means how smart will be his shooting. At a time, he can handle 10,000 chariots. At a time, if a person can handle unlimited chariot, that is Atirati. Who is Ardharati? Even to handle one chariot, he needs an assistance. The most degraded thing is Ardharati. Little better is Ekarathi. At least he can fight with one chariot at a time. 10,000 chariots, Maharathi. Atirati, unlimited. Okay, Malali Mataji, read. Purport.
Purport. Even though Drushtaduma was not a very important obstacle in the face of Duryodhana's very great power. Dronacharya's very great power in the military art, there were many others who were the cause of fear. They are mentioned by Duryodhana as a great stumbling blocks on the path of victory, because each and every one of them was as formidable as Bhima and Arjuna. He knew the strength of Bhima and Arjuna, and thus he compared the others with them.
See, he knew the strength, Bhima and Arjuna, and he was comparing. The moment you start comparing, you're always in dukkha. How to be in dukkha? The simple formula: start comparing with others. You don't want anybody. Your mind itself becomes your enemy. Start comparing. Like many times we teach children. How many marks your friends have got? Why are you so bothered? How many marks your son has got that you've seen? Huh? Why you have to see how many marks he has got? If he asks a similar question, how much money is your friend earning? Then how bad you will feel? Never compare with anyone. Just be satisfied with our own karma and our karmic fruits, whatever we are getting. You don't have to compare with anyone. So here comparison is a see. He is not seeing what he has got. He has got Narayani Sena with him. But there he is comparing the people who are as good as Bhima and Arjuna. See the warriors there. And then he's mentioning Drishtaketushchekitanaha Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bhojascha Shaibhyascha Narapungavaha. Okay, Shilpa, read. Drishtaketushchekitanaha Chekitanaha
Chekitanah Drishtaketuschekitanaः Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bhojascha Shaibhyascha Narapungavaha.
Very good. Let it slowly, if you do, it will come. Any of Sanskrit is our language. It's a language of the soul. Okay. Now he says, see, Drishtaketu is also there. Chekitan is also there. Kashiraj is also there. They're all Viryavan. Oh, Purijit is also there. Kunti Bhoj is also there. Shaibhya is also there. And they are all hero in the human society. Next. Yudha Manyuscha Vikranta Uttamaujascha Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyascha Sarva Eva Maharathaha. You read, Shilpa.
Yudha
Manyuscha
Vikranta Uttamaujascha Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyascha Sarva Eva Maharathaha.
Maharathaha tha.
Rathaha.
Yeah, and I'll give you laddus nicely. You can put in the mouth. Rathaha. So Yudhamanyu is there. And Uttamaujashti is there. Son of Subhadra, Abhimanyu is there. Sons of Draupadi is there. Upapandavas. All these warriors, how they are? They're all Maharathis, great chariot fighters. Asmakam tu vishishtaye tani bodha dvijottama Nayaka mama sainyasya sangyartham tan bravimite. Okay, Goloka read.
Asmakam tu visistaye tannibuddha diviyojatama
Tannibodha. Tannibodha.
tannibodha
Dvijottama. Dvijottama.
vijotama nayaka mama
Sainyasya.
sanyasya
Not sanyasya. Sainyasya. Sainyasya.
sainyasya sainyasya
Sangyartham.
sangyartham tan bravimiti
Okay, Jai
tan
Shri read.
bravimite.
Jai Shri read. Jai Shri Mata. Asmakam.
अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तानि बोधयोतिजोत्तमा नायका मम सैन्यस्य
Sangyartham.
संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमते.
Very good. So now see how he is addressing his teacher. In the third verse, you found that he says indirectly that you are a fool, number one. But now he has to balance. Na? Somebody answered, what is diplomacy? You have to balance the parties. Too much of praises have been done for the other side. It should not happen. This side runs away then. So I have to praise them also. So Dvijottama. Oh, Dvija Uttamaha. Now see, Dvija Uttama means in Brahmins you have categories. Write down. Everyone, when the child is born, the child is actually Shudra. Even though born to a Brahmin mother, is a Shudra only. Till he gets Upanayanam.
Mataji, can you please repeat what categories are we seeing?
In the category of Brahmanas. Category of Brahmanas we are trying to study. Whoever is born from the womb of a mother is a Shudra only. Till he gets Upanayanam Sanskar. When he gets Upanayanam, he is twice born. He is twice born. Dvija. Dvija means twice born. He gets Upanayanam Sanskar. He gets Gayatri Mantra. That is how he is now made eligible to enter spiritual studies. That is how then the Gurukul system starts. There he becomes Vipra. Vishesha Rupena Pragya. He studies the scriptures. You see, at the age of 5, generally, Upanayanam Sanskara is done and the child is sent to Gurukul. So that the child learns the scriptures, becomes expert in the scriptures. But then, what about realization of the scriptures? Not yet realized. If he has realized, then he is Vaishnava. If he has not realized, then he may be mantra, tantra, visharadaha. He may be very expert in chanting mantras, everything wonderful, performing karma kanda, everything nice, but yet not realize the scriptures. And what is the realization of the scriptures? Understanding Vedeshta sarve rahamevya vedyaha vedanta krudved videvachaham. Oh, Krishna is the one who is the compiler of Vedas. Krishna has to be known through Vedas. If this is not understood, what is the use of studying Vedas? So if a person understands Krishna is the goal of life, then he is a Vaishnava. So now suppose there is a low-born who is not in a Brahmin family, not even in the Shudra family also. He is a Mlecha, not even coming in the 4 categories, more degraded. But he knows Krishna is the goal of life. Then he comes in which category? Vaishnava, topmost rank. So he did not have to pass through like this, Dvija, Vipra, Vaishnava. He is directly coming in the topmost category, Vaishnava. That is why here now he says, oh, you are Dvija Uttama, among the Brahmin, you are the best. Asmakam to Vishishtaye. I want to tell you something. Vishishta means powerful. Just make a note of it. Huh? Nibodha. Make a note of it, oh best of the Brahmanas, who are all there on my sides. Nayakaha mama sainyasya. Sainyasya means Sena. Sainyasya. I want to tell you the captains on my side. First, why he did not say that? Why are you seeing other side? You should see your side only, na? Samyartham tan bravimite. I want to tell you for your information. This thing itself, like it is actually the most degrading talk. Why the teacher doesn't know who is there on my side? He is introducing as if he wants to show a pride that I know much more than you. Anyhow, 8th verse. Bhavan bhishmascha karnascha krupascha samitinjayah ashwathama vikarnascha saumadattis tathaivacha. Who will read? Aruna Thakkar read. Slowly, slowly you will come to know the words. Initially it will be difficult, but slowly it will come. Bhavan bhishmascha karnascha.
Bhavani
Bhavani is there. What? Bhavani is there?
No, Bhavan Bhi.
Huh? Bhavan bhishmascha karnascha.
Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha
Bhishmascha.
Bhishmascha Karnascha
Krupascha
Krupascha Samitinjaya
Ashwathama.
Ashwathama Vikranascha
Vikrana is there. Vikarnascha
Vikarnascha
Saumadattis.
Somadit Sauma
Dattis.
Dattis
Tathaivacha. Have you not studied Hindi? 1 minute. You did not have any Hindi subject with you?
I was, yeah.
Then you don't know to read Hindi. It is actually Hindi only, na? Sauma.
Sauma.
Som is there, or what? Saum, na?
So, yeah.
So you have not studied Hindi?
Yeah, I have studied Hindi.
Then you don't know to pronounce cha, cha, karna, karna.
Vikarnascha.
What happens, na? One kida goes, oh, Sanskrit, I don't know. First Hindi, na? Hindi words are there, na? Bhavan, bhishmascha, karnascha. Slowly read, na? You are reading as if you are landed from America. Read. Read again.
First sentence, Bhava.
I don't know. You have studied Hindi or not? Or you join our Gurukul, I'll teach you Hindi.
No. I have studied Hindi. Bhavani
is there or what? 1 minute.
No,
Bhavani is there.
No. Bhavan bhi.
1 minute. No full is there?
Half, no.
So how to pronounce? Bhavan. Bhavan bhishmascha karnascha. Bhavan.
Bhavan bhinascha karnascha.
Bhishmascha. Karnascha.
Sorry, Mataji.
You do one thing. You start studying now. I. Start Varnamala. That's how Shiksha comes. First start Varnamala. Bha. Bhi. Bhi. Sha. Bhishmascha. Karnascha.
Karnascha, Krupascha, Samiti Sanjaya,
Ashwathama.
Samitinjaya, Ashwathama Vikarnascha, Saumadhi,
Saumadhi is there?
Saumada, Tista Thevacha.
Saumadattis tathaivacha.
Saumadattis tathaivacha.
Anybody will read little properly. So, Palash read. Read. This all twist of tongue. By this, slowly, you will come to know how to pronounce. What happens? We don't say shatkon, sh. There's so much difference is there. Sh, sh. Swadhyaya of the tongue happens. Okay, read.
Bhavana Bhishma.
Bhavana. Where is Bhavana, re bhai? Bhavan.
Bhavan Bhishmascha Karanascha
Krupascha.
Tascha Samitam
Tinjayah.
Jaya
Ashwathama Vikarnascha.
Karnascha
Saumadattis.
Tathavacha.
Okay. So there are personalities like you. Now see, first he is criticizing his teacher. Now he says, you first placed Dronacharya. Then he says, Bhishma is there. Karna is there. Kripa is there. Ashwathama is there. Suddenly Vikarna is also from. Vikarna is there. Sauma, son of Somadatta is there. Bhurishrava is there. Who are all victorious in battle. Now Vikarna is the youngest brother. Why is he put? Because it was Vikarna who objected the act of Duryodhana. When Draupadi was to be stripped naked, he went and advised, don't do this. So he has a fear that Vikarna may take the side of Pandavas. Just see, these diplomatic people now, when they will glorify whom we don't know. It will be a shocking thing. They will suddenly glorify who is not eligible and they will put them in the place of such great personalities. Where is Bhishma? Where is Karna? Where is Vikarna? Okay. Okay, Palash, read the purport.
Duryodhana mentions the exceptional heroes in the battle, all of whom are ever victorious. Vikarna is the brother of Duryodhana. Ashwathama is the son of Dronacharya. And Saumadati or
Bhurishrava
is the son of king of the Bhalikas. Karna is the half brother of Arjuna and he was born of Kunti before her marriage with King Pandu.
Kripacharya's sister, twin sister.
Kripacharya's twin sister married Dronacharya.
Okay, Kripi married Dronacharya. Anye cha bahava shura madarte takta jivitaha nana shastra praharnaha sarve yuddha visharadaha. Anye cha bahava shura madarte takta jivitaha nana shastra praharnaha sarve yuddha visharadaha. Malali, read. Now don't pronounce something. Pronounce properly. I think you all have studied Hindi, Marathi. Same, Lipi is the same.
Bahava Shura Madartha Takta Jivita Nana Shastra Praharana Sarve Yuddha Visharada.
Visharadaha. Last two end na daha. In between, whenever aha comes, you should not pronounce that. Anyecha bahava shura. Madarthe tyakta jivitaha. Nana shastra praharnaha. Sarve yuddha visharadaha. Now he says, taking pride now. For my sake, Madarthe, all are going to give up that life. Such are the people on my side, taking false pride. Nana Shastra Praharnaha, they are equipped with various equipments, various weapons, and they are all Yuddha Visharadaha. They are all experts. They are all ready to give up their life for my sake. Saraswati twists the tongue. Saraswati says, Madarte, I will be the cause of their death. See the difference, huh? One is they are ready to give up their life for my sake, and one is what? I will be the cause of their death. A lot of difference is there, isn't it? Okay. Jai Shri Mataji, read the purport. Unmute yourself.
As far as the others are concerned, like Jayadratha, Kritavarma and Salya, all are determined to lay down their lives for Duryodhana's sake. In other words, it is already concluded that all of them would die in the battle of Kurukshetra for joining the party of the sinful Duryodhana. Duryodhana was, of course, confident of his victory on account of the above-mentioned combined strength of his friends.
Okay. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishmabhirakshitam paryaptam tvidame balam bhima bhirakshitam. You see, lot of dirgha rasva is there. See, when I'm pronouncing, you also try to read. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma bhirakshitam. Where Bhishma bhirakshitam paryaptam tvidame tesham balam bhima bhirakshitam. Okay, Goloka read. Read.
I was just practicing.
Read.
Aparyaptam tad asmakam balam
Tadasmakam.
aparyaptama tad
Okay, I will read. You read after me. Aparyaptam tadasmakam.
Aparyaptam tad asmakam
Tadasmakam. Balam bhishma bhirakshitam.
Balam bhishma bhirakshitam
Paryaptam. Tvidame tesham. See, in English, if you see TVIDAM. So
Yes.
what I am doing? I'm joining the words. Tvidame tesham. Tvida. You understood now? It is TV.
Mataji, anywhere there is a gap, we should join them. Okay.
When you are chanting, you should join. When you are doing Anvaya, you have to read idam.
Okay.
Etesham. But when you are chanting, you cannot just break it up.
Paryaptam idame tesham
balam bhima bhirakshitam. Very good. Now this is also having Saraswat Vakya. You had the Saraswat Vakya in the first verse also. Saraswati twists the tongue. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. Why adharmi should say dharma kshetre. And there here also Mother te takta jivitaha in 9th verse. I will be the cause of their death. Here also twisted the tongue. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma virakshitam. You know, our Bhishma Pitama, his strength, balam, how it is? Aparyaptam, immeasurable. Before him, Bhima is like a fig. How is his strength? Paryaptam. Measurable or limited strength. Paryaptam, limited strength. Now, how can Saraswati tolerate this? It's criticizing Bhima. So she twists it. There is one meaning known as paryapta. Enough. It is enough. It is satisfactory. It is enough. Aparyaptam, it is not enough. Even though his strength is unlimited, it is not sufficient. Though his strength is limited, that is sufficient. See how the meaning has changed. Paryapt hai. Actually, praising is going on. Paryaptam. Sufficient strength he has. Insufficient strength is there on the side of Bhishma. Okay, Gautam, read. Start.
Our strength is immeasurable, and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas carefully protected by Bhima is limited. Purport. Here an estimation of comparative strength is made by Duryodhana. He thinks that the strength of his armed force is immeasurable, being specifically protected by the most experienced general grandfather Bhishma. On the other hand, the forces of Pandavas are limited, being protected by a less experienced general Bhima, who is like a fig in the presence of Bhishma. Duryodhana was always envious of Bhima because he knew perfectly well that if he should die at all, he would only be killed by Bhima. But at the same time, he was confident of his victory on the account of the presence of Bhishma, who was a far superior general. His conclusion that he he would come out of the battle victorious was well ascertained.
Yes. So he was so envious of Bhima right from the beginning. That is why he's criticizing. Hey, he has only paryapta strength, measurable strength, less. But then Saraswati says, though measurable, but sufficient. Okay, last verse for today. This ends the last verse of this section, Diplomacy of Arjuna. Now he has criticized his Bhishma also. What is he criticizing? He has criticized everyone. No, he has praised now. In the 10th verse, he's praising. Now he's going to criticize, just see. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avastitaha bhishmameva bhirakshantu bhavantah sarva eva hi. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avastitaha Bhishmameva bhirakshantu bhavantah sarva eva hi. Okay, Preeti Mataji, read.
Ayaneshu cha
Ayaneshu
Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha
yatha
bhagam
bhagam avastitaha
yatha bhagam avastitaha bhishmameva bhirakshatu bhavantam
virakshantu
bhishmaveva bhirakshantu bhavantah sarva eva hi.
Wow, you are chanting like a pandita. So now here, Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avastitaha. So he's telling to everyone, do one thing. Now he has praised everybody. No? He has not left everyone. He's now praised everyone. Now he's thinking what my soldiers will think. So let me praise all the soldiers also. All of you stand in the strategic points so that our old grandsire Bhishma is protected. Just now you told, no? He has immeasurable strength. Why you need somebody to protect him? See, this means it's an artificial praise. Never be carried by the artificial praises done by diplomatic people. Because suddenly, when they will change their talk, you don't know. So you should be very careful. They are praising, don't get carried away how they are praising. Suddenly they'll criticize you also. Now see, Bhishma is criticized. How is he criticized? He's telling to all the soldiers, stand in the strategic points and protect Bhishma. Bhishma meva bhirakshantu. Abhirakshantu means give protection, give support to Bhishma. Just now you're saying, na, we are supported by him. Okay. Shilpa Mataji, read the purport.
Duryodhana, after praising the prowess of Bhishma, further considered that others might think that they had been considered less important. So, in his usual diplomatic way, he tried to adjust the situation in the above words. He emphasized that Bhishma Dev was undoubtedly the greatest hero, but he was an old man. So, everyone must especially think of his protection from all sides. He might become engaged in the fight, and the enemy might take advantage of his full engagement on one side. Therefore, it was important that other heroes not leave their strategic positions and allow the enemy to break the phalanx. Duryodhana clearly felt that the victory of the Kurus depended on the presence of Bhishma Dev. He was confident of the full support of Bhishma Deva and Dronacharya in the battle because he well knew that they did not even speak a word when Arjuna's wife Draupadi, in her helpless condition, had appealed to them for justice, while she was being forced to appear naked in the presence of all the great generals in the assembly. Although he knew that the two generals had some sort of affection for the Pandavas, he hoped that these generals would now completely give it up, as they had done during the gambling performances.
Okay. So he knew very well. What he knew very well? That Dronacharya had a special affection for for Arjuna, especially for all the Pandavas, but Arjuna was his most dear disciple. So here ends the diplomacy of Arjuna. Tomorrow we'll do 12 to 20th verse, that is further signs of victory of war on the sides of Pandavas. One sign to we saw, further signs of victory of war on the sides of Pandavas. Okay. So that is 12 to 20. Then 21, that will give, I'll give you tomorrow. Okay. Any questions you can ask. So we'll try to complete the chapter in another 4 classes, 3-4 classes. It's all sections. If you study Bhagavad Gita by sections, it will become very easy for you. Now you know this is the section. First is the opening verse, second verse, second to 11th verse, diplomacy of Arjuna. Now 12 to 20, that is signs of victory of war. Already one sign is over. 5-6 more signs are there.
Mataji's diplomacy of Duryodhana, right?
Duryodhana only I told, na? What did I say?
Arjuna.
Oh, I told Arjuna. Diplomacy of Duryodhana.
It's a positive way. It's a Arjuna also a diplomatic way, but it's positive. And Duryodhana negative.
Yeah.
Arjuna deeply analyzes the things. That's why it's
But in this section is only for Duryodhana.
Yes.
Duryodhana is only speaking. And Sanjaya is speaking what Duryodhana is doing. Sanjaya is giving a live commentary. Okay, then we'll stop here. Any questions you have? No questions? Stop here. Tomorrow again we'll meet 8 o'clock.